Yeah, that was really funny. It was very clever the way they tied it all in.
Really interesting. I really enjoyed it. I would definitely recommend it, and I would recommend either coming without a date or coming with a date. Because if you have a date, then it's a good way to get to know them. And if you don't have a date, it's hilarious.
Games were really fun. Games were good, and asking questions as well, because then you kind of got to know your partner better. So it was a very good experience.
It was fun.
Yeah, I really enjoyed being intimate with someone. I won't explain it.
The performance was great. Like, it was nice to, I think there, it did help, get to know somebody pretty rapidly. That was cool.
I've never had anything like it in my life. It's completely different. And I think it's great. It's very good for that point of view. I don't know what it did to our relationship.
I think we'll be alright.
I think we'll be alright.
It's quite nice. It's quite intimate. Yeah. Be prepared to, I guess, feel and think about things differently. It puts you out. It makes you. It just puts you outside the box of a regular conversation. You sort of like interact with different items, you play different games. We were just like, and the question was, what would your response be? And we were just like, left or right. And it was just brilliant. Yeah.
I was thinking the same. Yeah. That was the funny thing.
Really funny. It was just good. It really makes you think about the other person, the things you like about them. Makes you think about relationships, and especially on the first date, how you come across and what you see. And what I found really interesting was when you hear yourself. It was interesting.
I love being put out of my comfort zone. I think that's something that I've always particularly enjoyed, just on a personal level.
Amazing, actually. I mean, we've been in a relationship like 3.5 years, and I actually learned new stuff about him, actually.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. I'd say it's like Black Mirror meets dating meets. I think that's it.
It really felt like first dates to me. It's a very unique experience, completely. And we were even saying it'd be amazing as a first date, like for strangers, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's a 10 out of 10. Then you get to know your date better. And it also showed us how to avoid mistakes on your first date as well. Get to know the person. Don't hold back, and don't think more than you should as well. Just know the person as a person and enjoy the experience.
It was really, really interesting. Yeah, I really enjoyed my evening, my date. It was great. She was lovely. She was great fun. Actually got to know each other quite well, I think. Yeah. I describe it as a first date with unusual guidelines.
It was a really interesting experience. It was actually an educational experience. I think everyone's got to do it once. For me, the best part was the most awkward part, because it puts you off your comfort zone. I also think it can give you a very rushed sense of intimacy very quickly.
When he had to draw the heart on my hand, and I didn't expect that to happen. It was quite like endearing. You're like, oh, and then I had to put a heart somewhere on his face and things like that. That was quite sweet. Yeah, I like that.
It was really fun and engaging, and it was a really good experience. I think I'd describe it as a kind of exploration into dating and love, and the getting to know another person, and also not just the awkwardness of dating, but the relationships and how they carry on, what our expectations are of relationships.
It's sort of an immersive theatre experience. You go there, you specify the preference, the type of person you'd like to date. You're shown to an empty table, and a few minutes later another member of the audience come in and sat opposite you. Then over the course of an hour you go through a kind of variety of activities and experiences that allow you to bond and get close to one another.
It was really good fun. It was really unusual. I haven't done anything like it before. The games were really fun, actually. Like a lot of it feels slightly more serious or pressured, and then that was like really light, fun moment. So.
Really, no matter how you do it, it puts you in situations where it's out of your comfort zone, and then putting yourself in a situation you would never put yourself in usually. So it's a really good experience to do it, actually.
The questions were really good, all the games with the questions. So it was acknowledged and lightened, so that you had some space left to actually connect with the person. Whereas normally, when you go on one of these things, you don't connect with the person. You're worrying about what they think and do they like you. And
it's like being in a film, but you're the main character and it's your dating story, because all of the music that they play and the script, it's just like being in a film.
It's very cheesy. Very, very
but
cheesy.
in a good way.
But in a good way, yeah. Like, it's very romantic as well.
Yeah.
Clearly.
It's not afraid to be cliche. Really, watching the people in the shopping mall is such a strange experience, because I could hear a voice in my ear talking about these people and what their lives were like, and that was really an incredible thing.
And it kind of comedy, but deep, interactive dinner date, in Stratford, in a shopping mall. I hope they come and do it again.
I would recommend it to them to come. Yeah, definitely.
It was a great experience. Like I was just saying, like how I just felt transported into a different place. Like it felt very much like a date. I thought like the music did that, and the tone of the voice and the questions that made me think, and it really transported me to a more comfortable place than in the middle of this mall that is very cold. Not just the weather, but also as a design and everything, that is not a cozy place at all. And yeah, like I came with my partner, and it made me. It were big questions, and I found it interesting. And to look him in the eye and say these things. We've been together a few years now, and yeah, it was nice to feel these things.